All right, welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to talk about a topic that I honestly don't want to talk about, and that's Baltimore Ravens and the fact that they are now 0 and 2. That's right, the Baltimore Ravens are 0 and 2 after losing to the Chiefs in Week 1, which was a tough loss, but it's understandable. You're going against the two-time defending champ. But then in Week 2, in our home opener, we lost to the Las Vegas Raiders against Gardner Minshew, who, by the way, also beat us last year when he was on the Colts. Journeyman legend Gardner Minshew torched our defense, to be honest. He had 276 passing yards, one touchdown, 30 for 38. That's a pretty good percentage, a completion percentage, and one interception. Lamar was 21 for 34, also a good completion percentage, 247 yards, one touchdown, one interception. Derrick Henry, 18 carries for 84 yards and one touchdown. Devontae Adams, 110 yards, one touchdown. Zay Flowers, 91 yards, one touchdown. The final score was 26-23. This was a classic Baltimore Ravens game where we completely choke, where we have a lead in the fourth quarter, and we choke the lead away. I believe we have the most in the NFL, going back to, I don't know what year, maybe 2018 or something, or 2021, but 2018, but we have 11 blown leads. And honestly, at this point, I'm kind of done with John Harbaugh, and that's kind of been the hot topic this after the game was, what's going on with John Harbaugh? And honestly, I'm done with him. He panics. They get away from the game. He's just outdated, just old, and he's costing Lamar his prime. I think it's time that we need to move on. I wish we would have moved on with Mike McDonald and fired Harbaugh and made Mike McDonald the head coach, but that didn't happen. And whatever, we always find coaches in our search for them. And yeah, so I'm off the Harbaugh train. I mean, he made two ridiculous challenges. I don't know why I almost I don't know why he made these challenges. They were just ridiculous. They were both blatantly like, you're going to lose this challenge, but for some reason he still did the challenge flag. And those timeouts turned out to be actually pretty crucial for us late in the game. And of course, we had one less timeout than we had because he decided to make stupid challenges. On top of that, I mentioned 11 blown leads, and the only common denominator there is Lamar and John Harbaugh. And I'm going to say it's John Harbaugh and not Lamar because Lamar doesn't play defense, and he's also a two-time MVP. And he actually had a pretty good game. I'm going to say it's more John Harbaugh, who is, I don't know what's happened to him, but he's lost his touch when it comes to coaching. Someone else who's also lost their touch is Justin Tucker. As much as I hate to say it, he's 1 for, 7 or 8 now from 50-plus yards. And, yeah, I mean, Father Time's undefeated, and it's clearly showing for Justin Tucker. He can barely make 50-yarders. It's maybe we let him ride out the season, but I think it's getting close to time to say goodbye to Justin Tucker and for him to walk off into the sunset. And in my opinion, I think there we had one drive where we relied on Derrick Henry heavily, and that ended up in a touchdown. We should have been using Derrick Henry the whole time. We need to be a traditional play action, establish the run, and then set up the play action type of offense. That I know that's probably Lamar's least comfortable offense to be in because it's very rigid and doesn't allow for the so-called, like, for lack of a better term, like backyard football or scrambling and things of that nature. But I think that's the type of offense we need to run. Zay Flowers is great. He had a great game. I think he'll continue to improve. Rashad Bateman, man, I came into the season saying I'm going to be a Bateman believer. I'm going to believe in him, and he just keeps making me look bad. He looked okay against the Chiefs, but he was part of the reason we lost the game with his terrible hands. But, we'll see. We got the Cowboys next in Dallas this upcoming week. I hope to God we can turn it around and get our first win of the season because going 0-3 kind of spells disaster for us and pretty much means it's hard to say, but it's hard to come back from 0-3. I would say the season, in my opinion, I think the season's probably over if we end up losing to the Cowboys and then going 0-3. But it's going to be a crazy stretch because we have to play the Cowboys, then the Bills, then the Bengals, and that's a pretty tough 3-game stretch. I know we own the Bengals, but the Bills are tough, and the Cowboys. I mean, they just lost like they got crushed by the Saints, but I don't know. I mean, I thought we were going to beat the Raiders, and look what happened. So we'll see. All in all, fire John Harbaugh, and it might be time for Justin Tucker to retire after the season, but we'll see. See you in the next one.